The Hot FM main news.
Vice President calls for the adoption of laws and policies which enhance women participation in governance issues. ERB undertaking random inspections to ensure filling stations adhere to the revised fuel prices. Kenya police protesters clash after poor fraud claim.
This is Hot FM News with Lungowe Simbotwe.
Good evening and thank you so much for joining us for the news at 18 hours. Let's take a look at what's in the news in detail. Vice President Lungowe has called for the adoption of laws and policies which enhance women participation in governance issues. Speaking when visiting Commonwealth Secretary General Patricia Scotland paid a courtesy call on her at her office this afternoon, Mrs. Winner said Zambia has not done well in harnessing the potential of women despite efforts being made by President Edgar Lungu. Mrs. Winner notes that there is need to intensify interventions aimed at reducing gender inequality and gender-based violence, which she said is rife.
Done very well in harnessing the potential of women who comprise half of the country's population. The President, Mr. Edgar Lungu, has made great strides in not only championing for women's rights, but taking practical support.
And Mrs. Winner has called on the Commonwealth to partner with Zambia in areas such as youth and women empowerment and help in skills development.
Launched 57th National Development Plan, through which the plight of the vulnerable, particularly the women and children and the youth, especially in rural areas, will be the main target for the 5-year development plan. Let me state here that the reform of the Commonwealth, which led to, among other things, closure of the Commonwealth Youth Center now help the organization renew its relevance amidst the restrictive financial resource base. I want to further stress that the relevance of such institutions should not be overemphasized. I think Zambia is still missing the Commonwealth Youth Center, which used to be one of the most active youth centers.
Meanwhile, Ms. Scotland has called on Commonwealth members to find systems which increase their collaboration in areas such as skills development and trade, among others. She has bemoaned the low intra-trade among Commonwealth countries, which currently stands at 17%.
Law, the same parliamentary structures, the same sorts of institutions, and together that gives us as a Commonwealth a 19% trading advantage. It's 19% cheaper, easier, faster to trade with another Commonwealth country than it is to trade with someone who is out with our family. Yet when we look at the amount of trade we actually do, it is relatively low. We only trade at about 17% of what we could trade. The world at the moment is slow in growth in the trading area. We're only growing at about 2%.
The Energy Regulation Board says it is currently undertaking random inspections to ensure that all filling stations adhere to the revised fuel prices that took effect at midnight on 7th August 2017. Senior Manager Consumer and Public Affairs Fred Hangandu said in a statement that ERB has received a number of complaints from consumers who were either turned away because some service stations were not selling fuel or made to buy at an old price. He said the ongoing ERB inspections are aimed at ensuring that compliance is attained even in far-flung areas of the country. Mr. Hangandu says ERB inspectors have been deployed to randomly sample service stations in various parts of the country to verify whether prices of fuel have been adjusted downwards as was directed. He adds that service stations which have not effected price reductions are liable to enforcement action and that the affected oil marketing companies shall be summoned for hearings. The Road Transport and Safety Agency has disclosed that the Zambia Electronic Transport Information System that was launched in January this year has fully been rolled out to all RATSA stations and ZAMPost centers countrywide to enhance service delivery. And RATSA says it is impressed with the response that the platform has received from the general public despite experiencing a few hiccups during the first few months of inception. RATSA Deputy Director Road Safety Gladwell Banda has told Hot FM News that the new system has presented various opportunities for RATSA in terms of effective service delivery in all spheres that include driver's license processing, motor vehicle examination and registration and traffic levy.
Launched by the National Safety Agency, which is a new system from the old system, has been rolled out to all stations in Zambia, and it has also been rolled out to all our partners, such as ZAMPost. And so we are currently using the e-ZAM chip, and we are also printing licenses on demand. For those that are the temporary licenses now, we are able to print on demand. If the license is through the ZAM chips, you are able to come to RATSA with your old paper, the A4 paper, then we'll print the card for you on demand immediately. So all I can say is that currently we have rolled out to all our stations. The response to the public, they are calling out trying to accept it, although at the time we were trying to roll out, of course, those hiccups in the system. Also, it was during a period when we were ending June, so the second quarter, and so we had those long queues, but the public has accepted it.
Stanbic Bank Zambia has signed a memorandum of understanding with Lafarge Cement to co-sponsor the 2017 music festival slated for September 2017. Speaking when he received a check worth 350,000 kwacha from Lafarge towards hosting of the festival in Lusaka today, Stanbic Bank Chief Executive Officer Charles Mudiwa is happy that the music festival has continued to attract support from other corporates, giving the event a major boost. Mr. Mudiwa is confident that the music festival will provide a platform for both local and international artists to share performances and experiences. He said this in a speech read for him by Stanbic Bank Head of Corporate and Investment Banking Helen Lubamba.
A common vision of not just driving economic, but also the social development and sharing the passion and the culture of the communities we operate. And part of that. In terms of, we're happy to announce that we're bringing Lafarge on board as a major sponsor and sponsoring partner for this event. The event is also for us creating a legendary platform that offers music and artistic experience. For those that come to participate, and also for our artists in general.
And Lafarge Zambia Chief Executive Officer Vincent Bukiert is confident that the 350,000 kwacha will help promote local artists who will share the stage with Boys to Men, who are the guest artists.
I wish to express my gratitude to Stanbic Bank for allowing Lafarge partner in the forthcoming of the Stanbic Music Festival, which will feature iconic American rhythm and blues band Boys to Men as a headline act. Lafarge Zambia is really happy to be part of this event, as it's part of our pillars of
French, yes.
Education, environment, and art and culture. By co-sponsoring the music festival,
you've met him before. The time we did an OB,
in participating
he was the
in
one who was
activities that bent on uplifting the welfare of
Lafarge. Remember the time we did a Lafarge Winner House with Hot? Yes, you were.
This business news is sponsored by HLB, your business and personal tax advisor. HLB, inspired.
In business news, Topstar, the authorized public signal distributor for digital television reception, has reduced prices for its full decoder kits from 199 kwacha to 99 kwacha with immediate effect. Announcing the development at a media briefing in Lusaka this morning, Topstar sales director Cliff Sichone explained that there will be no subscription fee attached to the service at the moment because it is still in the test phase. Mr. Sichone disclosed that in the last few months, the firm has has rolled out infrastructure and equipment, and that almost half of Zambia is done, but equipment is not fully installed. And Mr. Schone said the transition from analog to digital will by December this year be at 90%.
Belt is completely covered. Central Province, we've covered Kabwe, we've covered Kaperenkoshi and parts of Msongi. West, as you know, is already fully covered, as well as parts of Southern Province. This month of August, we anticipate that there will be 30 more sites that we are going to switch on. We graciously got allowed to reduce the price of our set-top boxes together with the accessories, that is the aerial and the cables. Originally, this price has been retailing at 199 kwacha, but with effect from today, this price has been reduced by 50%. So the decoder, together with all the accessories effective today, will be retailing for only 99 kwacha across the country. But yeah, this is what digital migration is bringing to Zambia. It's entirely changing the landscape of pay TV and the price that is associated with pay TV.
The news continues after these messages.
Zambia's award-winning and most trusted news and entertainment provider. Consistently delivering unrivaled world-class radio 24/7, 365. We are Hot FM.
The top international news.
In international news, police in Kenya have fired tear gas and shot at a group of chanting supporters of opposition leader Raila Odinga after the presidential candidate claimed massive fraud in Tuesday's elections, killing 2 people. Leonard Katana, a regional police commander, said Wednesday's shooting took place when protesters clashed with security forces in South Mugirango constituency in Kisii County. The Associated Press reported. We monitored the BBC.
Mission is to investigate opposition claims that its computer system has been hacked. Raila Odinga, the main opposition candidate in Tuesday's presidential poll, described as a complete sham of provisional results, indicating a strong lead for President Uhuru Kenyatta. Reports say police shot dead 2 protesters after unrest broke out in the capital, Nairobi. President Trump says the U.S. nuclear arsenal is now far stronger than ever, but he tweeted that he hopes the U.S. would never have to use that power. His comments came after North Korea said it was considering launching a missile strike on the U.S. Pacific territory of Guam. Earlier, Mr. Trump said any threats from Pyongyang would be met with fire and fury. U.S. media say FBI agents raided the home of President Trump's former campaign manager, Paul Manafort, 2 weeks ago,
spend so much time
seizing
on
documents and other materials. The report comes as the investigation into possible collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia intensifies. French police have arrested a man suspected of ramming his car into a group of soldiers on patrol in Paris earlier today. Police say the man was shot and wounded after a car chase by police. 6 soldiers were injured in the attack.
The Hot FM.
Zesco United midfielder Kondwani Mtonga has been ruled out of Saturday's African Nations Championship match against South Africa due to injury. And recalled Power Dynamo striker Alex Ngonga is expected to link up with his teammates today after having been excused to attend to a family commitment. Coach Wetson Nirenda confirmed the development to fastfootball.com after the morning training session at Nkoloma Stadium, but added that there were enough players to step in. Mtonga sustained the injury in his side's 2-0 win over Nakambala Leopards, knocking him out of the Chan tie. The Chipolo Polo head coach said the Green Buffaloes midfielder Jack Chira and Nkana utility player Donashano Malama were being weighed in as options. Nirenda said that he was not reading much into the mass withdrawal of players by clubs from the South African national team. Meanwhile, all the players summoned for duty reported except Ngonga, who had a family commitment. The team went about the paces at training with goalkeeper coach Stephen Mwansa leading the 3 minders through a workout. Zambia leaves for South Africa on Thursday morning. The match is billed for Buffalo City Stadium in East London, with the return leg set for Ndola on August 19th at the Levy Mwanawasa Stadium. And that sports note brings us to the end of the news, but before we go, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Vice President calls for the adoption of laws and policies which enhance women participation in governance issues. ERB undertaking random inspections to ensure filling stations adhere to the revised fuel prices. Kenya police protesters clash after poll fraud claim. And that's it for the news at 18 hours. I'm Lungowe Simbotwe. Good evening. And that's it for the news at 18 hours. You can as well catch a rebroadcast of this on my Facebook page, which is Lungowe M. Simbotwe, or you can go to the Hot FM page, which is Hot FM Zambia, and you'll be able to see this news. And of course, don't forget to like or click on my YouTube channel. This is Lungowe, Fat and Fabulous. Bye.